not around with Swizz and not breaking up happy homes. Like, people are forgetting when she moved into Swizz and them's house to work on the music with him, he was still married to his wife, living in that same house. And then she moved in while she was cool with the wife. It's plotting to steal her husband to cover up the fact that she's a dyke, and she had just got caught beating that girlfriend of hers up down there in Aruba somewhere or something like that.
Now we know her name, and not because of some red carpet moment or TV cameo. No, this time Lala Anthony's name is buzzing in the streets for all the wrong reasons. Because she is allegedly front and center in what is being called one of the wildest betrayals in the celebrity world right now. The whispers turned into a digital explosion after reports of a leaked private tape surfaced, allegedly catching Swizz Beatz and Lala getting way too cozy, behind Alicia Keys' back. And when Alicia found out, sources say she completely lost it. We're talking tears, screaming, years of bottled-up tension finally erupting. It wasn't just a fight. Insiders describe it as a meltdown on both sides. Alicia and Swizz reportedly hit a boiling point, emotionally, verbally, and possibly even legally. It's giving years of secrets, now exploded in public. And what makes this even messier is the fact that this did not come out of nowhere. Nope. The streets have been whispering for years that something shady might be been going down between Swizzy and Lala. But folks brushed it off much until now. Because if this tape is real, it might just be the smoking gun Alicia's been ignoring for far too long. And word on the curb is, this wasn't a one-night mistake. Sources claim this affair has been going on behind the scenes for years, like 3 years minimum. While Alicia was out here doing interviews, writing love songs, raising kids, and standing by her man, this other chapter was allegedly unfolding behind her back, and now it's bursting into daylight. So what exactly is on this tape? Is it just a moment caught too close for comfort? Or is it undeniable proof of an affair? And now that Alicia knows, is she walking away for good? But y'all, here's the wildest twist. People aren't even shocked that Swizz Beatz might have been stepping out. They're shocked about who he's allegedly been stepping out with. The streets are not letting this slide easy. 'Cause let's be real, Swizz Beatz's track record isn't squeaky clean. Folks have said for years, you lose 'em how you get 'em. And Alicia's marriage was always under quiet side-eye since she linked with Swizz after his first marriage ended under very messy circumstances. But this? Lala Anthony? That's what's really breaking the internet. A known friend of Alicia's, someone close to the circle. Not a stranger, not a fling, but someone who knew the family? That's betrayal on another level. And insiders are now claiming this wasn't a one-off. Allegedly, Swizz and Lala had been carefully keeping this thing low-key for at least 3 years, dodging paparazzi, staying off the radar, and only now did a leak finally blow the lid wide open. Until now, everything was whispers, rumors, and speculation. But that all changed fast. Fans are absolutely shook because, allegedly, a leaked recording just dropped, and it's catching Swizz Beatz and Lala Anthony in a moment that leaves very little room for innocent explanations. It's giving secret rendezvous. It's giving betrayal. And now, everyone is connecting the dots that might be been right in front of us this whole time. See?
So
people already suspected that Alicia Keys and Swizz's picture-perfect marriage wasn't a tea as flawless as
whoa! Okay, all right, so wait, backstory.
Okay, good.
Because I held this in for an entire year, right? So when we first launched the reunion show, somebody that claims to be working in Swizz's camp reached out to me in what I now know is a DM via direct messenger, right? Saying, I work for Swizz and I need you to know that him and Lala have been having an affair. They are madly in love with each other, but he has already told Lala and continues to tell her, calm down, I'm not leaving my wife. If you don't believe me, go on his page on IG. He always starts leaving comments in the morning and she be the first one to respond. But she don't just leave one response. She keeps it going and going and going to the point where he says, you got to chill because it's starting to look obvious to my wife. So I said, who are you and why are you giving this information to me? God, I love you. Thank you so much. And bless.
But this right here, this might just be the smoking gun. According to folks close to the situation, Lala and Swizz Beatz alleged chemistry has been brewing for a minute. And the tea is that it all started while Lala was still married to Carmelo Anthony. That's right. Word is, Lala allegedly started creeping with Swizz before her marriage to Melo even ended. And people in their circles say this secret relationship may have played a huge role in the collapse of the Anthony household. And listen, no one's saying Carmelo was innocent. His dirt, public, his cheating, not even a secret anymore. Multiple women have come forward, multiple alleged kids. His scandals stayed in the headlines. But here's the real gag. While everyone was out here dragging Melo through the mud, Lala may have been wading knee-deep in her own mess, with Swizz. And what makes this even wilder is that Lala was always the one standing by her man in public. Remember when she said, "I wouldn't be with someone if he was cheating on me?" Sis told the world, "I trust my husband," and made it clear that if something shady came up, she'd handle it. But cheating rumors about Carmelo didn't stay rumors for long. They became full-on headlines. And now it's looking like Lala may have been plotting her get back all along. The streets say she wasn't just done with Melo. She allegedly got even. And yes, that supposedly included Swizz Beatz. So when Carmelo finally caught wind of the betrayal, sources claim he lost it. Suddenly, he couldn't handle what he had been dishing out for years. That's when the real cracks in their marriage started showing. And let's be honest, this affair? It didn't come out of nowhere. People in the industry say it had been bubbling behind the scenes for years, hidden behind glammed-up events, red carpets, and PR smiles. But now it's exploding into public view, and things are only getting messier from here. So here is where it all starts to explode, because word on the curb is this whole mess didn't just come out of nowhere. In fact, it was first exposed way back in 2021 by radio host Ms. Jones, who claimed someone from Swizz Beatz's own inner circle snitched on him and spilled every last drop of that piping hot tea. Allegedly, they said Swizz had been messing around with Lala behind Alicia's back, and it wasn't just some occasional flirtation. It was a whole secret relationship that had been going on for years. And get this. Once Lala officially filed for divorce from Carmelo Anthony, the streets say she wanted Swizz to do the same. Yup, insiders are claiming she told Swizz straight up, "I did it, now you do it too." But Swizz, he wasn't trying to wreck his marriage for real, not even for Lala. That's when things got real messy. Swizz jumped into full damage control. He went online claiming there was nothing going on between him and Lala, swearing they were just friends. He even posted a screenshot of Alicia Keys' song Lala from her Keys album and wrote, "This is the only Lala I'm rockin' with." Real slick. But the streets weren't buying it. The rumors didn't die. In fact, they only got louder. And according to sources close to Alicia, she actually believed him. She was standing 10 toes down by her man, defending him, ignoring the whispers, until just days ago when, allegedly, she found something that changed everything. Insiders say Alicia discovered some undeniable evidence that blew the lid off this whole situation. And ever since then, she's been exploding on Swizz behind closed doors. Even though they had just celebrated their anniversary, it's chaos at home now. Alicia is not staying quiet about this one. Sources say it's loud, it's raw, and she's not letting up. Now here's the kicker. This isn't even new tea. Blind items have been hinting at this exact mess for years. Back in 2021, a gossip item said, "Don't believe the hype. This end of the alphabet producer rapper is a serial cheater. He keeps it hush, never goes for public names, except once, and ended up marrying her." Another blind dropped even more heat, suggesting that a former A-list singer, now downgraded to A-, had been ignoring the truth while her man ran the streets. It didn't just explode out of nowhere. This scandal was brewing in the shadows for years. Way back in 2021, radio host Ms. Jones already sounded the alarm, claiming someone inside Swizz Beatz's own circle snitched and exposed his secret relationship with none other than Lala Anthony. And get this. Once Lala filed for divorce from Carmelo, insiders say she expected Swizz to do the same. She was ready to take things public. But Swizz, he allegedly backed off and refused to blow up his marriage with Alicia Keys. Swizz went into full-blown defense mode, immediately shutting down the rumors. He claimed he and Lala were just friends, nothing shady, nothing romantic. He even tried to clown the gossip by writing "ZI knock at the F," whatever that meant. Then, when the whispers didn't stop, He doubled down, posting a screenshot of Alicia's song Lala, writing, "This is the only Lala I'm rocking with." He plugged Alicia's album like everything was sweet at home. And apparently, Alicia believed him. Sources say she trusted Swizz when he swore up and down that there was no funny business going on with Lala. But here's the twist. Just days ago, Alicia allegedly came across hard evidence that flipped everything upside down. Whatever she found, it left no room for cover-ups or excuses. And ever since then, it's been fireworks behind the scenes. Even though she and Swizz just celebrated their anniversary, the word is, things inside that home have gotten explosive. Alicia is not letting this one slide. Now here's what's even wilder. This scandal ain't new news to everyone. For years, blind items have been quietly hinting at this mess. One anonymous leak from 2021 basically spilled it all, warning fans not to believe the fairy tale hype. It claimed this producer-rapper, whose name starts at the end of the alphabet, was a serial cheater, someone who keeps his affairs hidden, and only avoids public names because one already forced him into marriage. Another blind item exposed even more, pointing directly at a former A-plus list singer, yep, Alicia, saying she'd been distracted with a new TV gig while her husband was out here allegedly grooming a new artist on the side, someone he believed would become his next big protege. The streets say that's who he's been sneaking around with recently. It's messy on top of messy. But here's what really cuts deep. Alicia and Lala were close, real close. This isn't just about cheating. This is double betrayal. For Alicia, this hits way deeper than just infidelity. And while some fans are rallying behind her, others are calling it karma. Harsh? Maybe. But let's rewind for a second. Because let's not forget, Alicia Keys got with Swizz while he was still married to his ex-wife, Mashonda. That's right. You lose him how you got him, right? When Mashonda tried to have a heart-to-heart, woman-to-woman, Alicia allegedly brushed her off like she was irrelevant. But the gag? Jaguar Wright later came forward with even more tea, claiming Alicia was living under Swizz, and Mashonda's roof, pretending to be there for music, while allegedly sneaking around behind closed doors. Mashonda wasn't having it. She clapped back with a legendary open letter, dragging Alicia for playing house with her husband, while pretending it was some kind of fairy tale. She even revealed that she went to Alicia directly, told her they were still married, still living together, and had just had a baby. Yet, Alicia kept pushing forward like none of that mattered. According to Mashonda, Alicia was sitting there writing in her diary, "If I was your woman," while knowingly helping break apart a family. In that same letter, Mashonda wrote, "You know the role you played. You know I asked you to step back and let me handle my family problems. Problems that you helped create." And the receipts? Oh, they were clear. Timelines, quotes, everything. Yet Alicia still insisted, publicly, that she and Swizz didn't get together until after he and Mashonda had officially separated. She tried to paint their love story as pure, claiming people were just confused by the timing. But baby, the math never mathed. And now, it's all coming back around like a boomerang. The same way Alicia allegedly pressured Swizz to leave Mashonda is how Lala supposedly pressured him to leave Alicia. The cycle is cycling, and that karma, it might have just come home. It all started back in 2021, when radio host Ms. Jones blew the lid off a secret that had been bubbling beneath the surface for way too long. She claimed someone from Swizz Beatz' own camp snitched on him, saying he'd been sneaking around with none other than Lala Anthony. The twist? Lala had just filed for divorce from Carmelo Anthony and allegedly told Swizz it was his turn now, to leave Alicia Keys and make their sneaky link official. But guess what? Swizz wasn't trying to burn his own house down. Not yet. He snapped into damage control fast. Swizz went on record saying he and Lala were just friends, nothing shady going on, and even tried to clown the rumors by writing some cryptic posts like, "ZI knock at the F." But when that failed to kill the buzz, he tried a new PR stunt, posting a screenshot of Alicia's song, Lala, and captioning it, "This the only Lala I'm rocking." Really? That's how we clear rumors now? According to sources close to the couple, Alicia just came across some serious receipts, hard evidence that left absolutely no room for any more excuses. And ever since then, things inside their home have been on fire. The tension? Unbearable. The silence? Louder than any song Alicia ever recorded. And here's the crazy part. This ain't even new tea. Nah, the street's been brewing this one for years. Back in 2021, blind items were already dropping heavy clues. One even said, "Don't believe the hype. This end of the alphabet-loving producer, writer, rapper is a cheater. He keeps it quiet, avoids public names. Last time that happened, he ended up having to marry her." Another blind item hinted that a former A-plus list singer, who D slid down the fame ladder, was juggling a new TV gig and dealing with her husband stepping out with a so-called protege. And y'all already know. The protege? That's the real bomb in all this. Because now we've hit the part of the story where it hurts deep. You see, Alicia and Lala, they weren't just acquaintances, they were close, friends. So this isn't just some cheating scandal, it's betrayal on every level. Your man, your homegirl, behind your back, that's not just a scandal, that's psychological warfare. But the streets are cold, and they remember. They remember how Alicia got with Swizz in the first place. Let's not forget, Swizz was still married to Mashonda when Alicia swooped in. And when Mashonda tried to have that classic woman-to-woman convo, Alicia allegedly brushed it off like it was just noise. But it was real. Mashonda and Swizz were living together. They had a child, and Alicia was right there, pretending it was all just business, writing songs, living under their roof. Meanwhile, sneaking around behind her back. Eventually, Mashonda couldn't stay quiet. She released an open letter that shattered Alicia's fairy tale image. She revealed she had told Alicia straight up, "We're married, we live together, we just had a baby." And still, Alicia kept going. And when they finally admitted to the affair, months later, it was too little, too late. Mashonda laid it all bare in that letter. "You contributed to the end of my marriage, you knew what you were doing." And here's where it gets even darker. There were whispers that Alicia didn't just take the man. She allegedly tried to take Mashonda's son, too. Reports say Alicia pushed for full custody of Kasim Jr., all while Mashonda was still reeling from betrayal. It wasn't just a love triangle, it was a hostile takeover. A lot of fans felt like Alicia wasn't trying to build a new family, she was trying to erase the one that already existed. Now Mashonda, being the bigger person, eventually decided to keep the peace, for her child. She chose to co-parent with Alicia, the very woman who helped break her family apart. They even did interviews together, staged photo ops, and tried to sell the world a picture-perfect co-parenting fairy tale. But Alicia was working overtime behind the scenes to erase her past, rebranding herself as Swizz's spiritual peace and a bonus mom. Now that Swizz is allegedly out here doing her just like he did Mashonda, fans are saying the karma hit like a freight train. Alicia thought she was the exception, that she'd be the one to fix him. But Swizz's cheating history, long and well documented. Let's run it back. When Mashonda was pregnant in the early 2000s, Swizz was already sneaking off with Nicole Levy, and got her pregnant too. While Mashonda was carrying their baby and dreaming of a future, Nicole was carrying his other child. And that pregnancy ended in heartbreak. Mashonda's baby was stillborn. But still, she married him in 2004, hoping for a fresh start. Didn't happen. Because in 2007-2008, Swizz was allegedly juggling 3 women, Mashonda, Alicia Keys, and Janice Sebastian. And guess what? Janice ended up pregnant too, giving birth to his daughter Nicole. So Alicia knew exactly who she was marrying. And now she's living that same reality. The betrayal, the heartbreak, the full circle pain. Alicia built her fairy tale on the ashes of someone else's marriage. And now hers might be going up in smoke the same way. The karma is scorching. And if these leaked tapes are even half as wild as insiders are saying, baby, Alicia might be the next one left writing in her diary, wondering how it all fell apart. This ain't just a scandal. It's a symphony of betrayal, secrets, and revenge. And it's all playing out in real time.